What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today, we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down what's moving it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 1.53%, currently above a very key resistance level, 504 the low, 532 the high. So any stock that runs up 15+%, you're going to have a certain level of profit taking. So I think that's what happened first thing. So you had, again, profit taking, and maybe people normally, at least historically, NIO does have these bursts higher, but always do kind of trend down. So maybe people were assuming that type of scenario was going to play out. So a little bit of hesitation, but NIO just said F it and just decided to go higher. The only thing that really came out, so no official news from NIO itself, no SEC filings, but the only thing that really kind of came out was this right here. So NIO job reductions extend to US and European offices amid restructuring. So as I mentioned yesterday, the next big update was going to be layoffs. And so essentially it came out faster than I would have anticipated, but nonetheless, this is a good thing. Some people might not really like it because this kind of contradicts what NIO previously did state, but at the end of the day, obviously it's good to see just the company not always living by their word, but rather adapting. So they're adapting to the changing environment, and by obviously not doing their full-on expansion, it's going to save money at the end of the day, because in reality, a lot of bears do bring up how much NIO does burn through, so they're trying to rectify that. So this is the only thing that has really come out worth bringing up, and so I see that as rather optimistic. Shorts right now, so it shows 15.95% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 213.01 million shares overall are being shorted. So there is a battle, and so it shows 21 million shares are being increased. That isn't correct, only because 2 times per month the actual exchange does show the true amount of shares being shorted, and that was done yesterday. So as of yesterday, it issued the report, and so it's always delayed on a side note, but February the 28th, there was 214.3 million shares being shorted. That works out to be 16.05 million shares. So meaning between February the 14th and the 28th, so when it was really struggling to break out during this period right here, essentially you had shorts increasing roughly around 15 million shares more than what we previously thought. So again, not necessarily the best, but at the end of the day, NIO is just saying F and deciding to go higher. So if you factor that 15 million, as of this morning, shorts are increasing roughly around 4 million shares. So this is where you're seeing a battle. You're seeing just the fundamentals of NIO, a lot of the recent kind of restructuring events that they have announced. That is all very bullish. So you're having that, and then shorts not really believing NIO should be higher. So you are essentially having a battle. So let me know your general thoughts on that in the comments below. One thing that is really pushing a lot of stocks higher is momentum from algorithmic trading, and that's linked to CPI. So both month over month and year over year came in better than anticipated. So pretty good stuff in that capacity. But moving over to options, so the market's only been open like 20-25 minutes, so take this in with a grain of salt. 1.36 million in calls, 429,000 in puts. 50% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature, and you can kind of tell based on the put/call ratio that I've been bringing up over the last couple of videos that even though only 50% of the sentiment is bullish, the main amount of actual options like do point for higher highs to come, and basically you're seeing a consensus for it to be roughly around that $6 plus range in the foreseeable future. Now you're starting to see $7 pockets right here, $6 for June 20th 2025, a lot of options for that. So yeah, honestly, people are very optimistic and assuming that NIO is going to continue to move higher, and you never know. I'm sure a lot of this moving higher does have some FOMO, earnings FOMO kind of attached to it. The bears are anticipating on the flip side for it to be sub 450, so they're anticipating a full-on breakdown. I'm not really sure where they're getting that from, but I think this time they will be very, very wrong. But right now with that $5.39, it is trading between this R3 and R2. So $5.28 was that key resistance, but it easily blew past that. So next strong target is going to be $5.70. And for what it looks like, it actually looks like it might be touching that sooner rather than later. So let me know your general thoughts on that. On the actual chart itself, now this is nothing really negative to bring up about NIO, about the chart. So it is above all the key pivotal moving averages, so above the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages, well above that. So it's kind of signaling a similar type of breakout that did happen in August. So we already do know how that played out. So pretty good stuff for that. And then as far as the stochastic RSI, it is getting a little bit overbought. So if it does get to roughly around that $6 range, then this is where you'll see it overbought. But again, nothing really wrong with that. Stocks can stay overbought for an extended period of time as they do correct. And I think at the end of the day, it's all going to come down to their actual earnings itself. So that is slated for the 21st. So let me know your general thoughts on NIO. Are you buying the NIO dip? Are you selling? What's your kind of 2 cents on all of this? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And actually, one thing I forgot to bring up, even though the market's only been open 30 minutes, these are all the transactions on the dark pool. So definitely big money is paying attention to NIO. So yeah, let me know your kind of viewpoint on NIO. Do you think that this is the real deal, or do you think this is just going to be another one of those types of scenarios where it looks optimistic, let's say similar to what happened in December, February, and so forth, but it just dwindles out? What's your kind of thoughts? One final thing, pop over to my Discord. It is completely free, link in the description below and also the comments. A lot of good people talking about stocks, options, crypto, and everything else that floats your boat. So definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.